champ is here. The 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 champ is here. Yo, what's happening, man? So, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time, man. I just have to take the time out to do it, you know what I'm saying? And I took the time out to do it. So, this is the Charlotte Observer. And I know this is backwards, you know what I'm saying? But it reads, Charlotte landlords evicted tenants in spite of COVID banned. So right now, what's going on in Charlotte? For those that don't know, what's going on in Charlotte is happening in places like Miami, or rather South Florida, Tampa, and Charlotte, Raleigh, and it's a couple other cities where you have these real estate corporations or real estate agencies such as Progressive, America's Home for Rent. No coincidence, I rent from America's Homes for Rent as well, you know. And then there's another one. Hold on, let me look. Let me see. You know, I don't want to read the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? The whole spread. But for the most part, the city of Charlotte is not doing anything about it. They're allowing, you know, these companies or corporations, whatever you want to call it, such as America's Home for Rent and Progressive. I think the other one is Invitational, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but they're allowing, the city of Charlotte is allowing, you know, these companies and corporations to come in, buy up houses, you know what I'm saying, from people that, you know, are, you know, that want to sell them, you know. And what they do is, and this is crazy, this is a continuation of the last video I did, you know, about West Boulevard, you know what I'm saying, located in Charlotte. So what they do is, like say for example, a company such as America's Home for Rent, what they do is they buy out your house, they come in, they gut it out, you know what I'm saying. So say for example, if you selling your house for $60,000, America's Home for Rent probably offer you your house probably about $100,000 because the market is just booming here in Charlotte nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Everything is relevant. Hear me out, all right? Excuse me. So you know, they'll buy the house for $100,000, right? 40,000 plus you get. You know what I'm saying? You was selling it for 60, but they're gonna buy it for 100, right? They're gonna take your house, gut the inside out, you know what I'm saying? You know, cut the grass, get everything situated, and that same house that maybe you were renting out for, let's say, $800 a month, guess what? America's Home for Rent is going to be renting out that same house for probably $3,200 a month. Damn near triple the amount. That's how it's going here in Charlotte, if you don't know already. They just said on WBTV local news, they just said that they're having what is it? I forgot how they said it, but in layman's terms, you know, they're having like town hall meetings or discussions. I think that's what they said. They're having discussions on putting toll lanes starting from Uptown and ending at South Carolina, at the South Carolina state line. They're already building toll lines starting from 77, where 77 and 45 meet, from 77 and 45 all the way up until what's the name of that joint? I think it's not, is it Matthews? I think it's Matthews. Straight up. Damn near close are going into Concord on 485. They're going to have toll lanes. Do you understand where I'm going with this, right? Do you understand that? You see, you all are leaving the northern states. You all are leaving places like California, Florida. Oh my God. I mean, yo, please someone tell me what is going on in Florida that's making people move out of that state in drones. Like, there is a massive exodus out of Florida, and I don't know what it is. What is it? Just too expensive to live there? Because that's all I see right now is Floridians here. Florida's plates, straight up. That's all I see. I used to see like New York, you know what I'm saying? Typical stuff, you know, like New York plates, Ohio, Georgia, of course. What else? And a little bit of dab of Jersey. But now I'm seeing like Texas and Florida. And I thought Texas was popping like that, you know, because Houston and Dallas and Austin is there. And they're saying that, you know, besides Charlotte and you know, places like Charlotte, Atlanta, Miami, Tampa, etc., Raleigh, you know, people are actually migrating to or moving to Houston, Dallas, and Austin. But that's all I see when I'm on the road nowadays. Texas plates and Florida plates. And I'm trying to understand why you all are moving here. I continue to tell you all this, and y'all are not hearing me. Until someone, I guess, that has some clout, that has, you know, a bigger following than me on YouTube, that's talking about Charlotte, I guess you'll hear that person. I guess if I had about 50, 60, 70,000 subscribers, plus I guess $1,000 too, that won't hurt. I guess you'll listen then. But I continue to say the same thing over and over again. They're playing musical chairs with us. So what you all are doing, I'm saying you all, what you all are doing, y'all are running away from your hometown, believing that once you get here, everything will be all right. Why do you think it's going to be all right? Because you're looking at the paycheck that you get, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever money, a source of income that you get weekly, bi-weekly, however you get paid. You know. And you're looking at it and you're like, well, damn, I'm from, let's say, for example, let's use Cleveland, for example. I'm living in Cleveland, Ohio, and my paycheck right now, the only thing I can afford is my rent, my bills, and that's it. Because the cost of living is high where you're at. So then you're looking at Charlotte and you're like, holy shit, if I move to Charlotte based on the money, my income that I make right now, I can afford my rent, my light bill, my water bill, all of that shit. And I have some extra money left over to go groceries, you know, get groceries, food I gotta eat. Hell, I might be able to save for a pair of sneakers, a brand new pair of sneakers every month. I might be able to go out 2-3 times out of the month to a restaurant or a club. Yeah, true indeed. Charlotte does sound better than Cleveland at this time. But the problem with you, as well as everyone else that moves here, thinking that, oh, the cost of living is cheaper here and I'm getting more bang for my buck and the champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. Why am I the champ? I'm gonna tell you why. Because you all are moving, right? From your hometown. You know, the northern cities like New York. From your hometown, like, you know, big, hot Atlanta. You know, where there's black excellence there. Even though that's not what I saw down there. When I lived down there. When I lived down in Atlanta, I didn't see a bunch of blacks practicing black excellence. That's not what I saw. Or at least, Yeah, true indeed. That's not what I saw. What I did see is what they call black excellence. But that's not what I call it. I call black excellence down there in Atlanta black greed. Period. Ain't nothing but colorism down there, classism down there, racism down there, and materialistic people. In my mind, if you want to hold that title black excellence, motherfucker, you need to be a humanitarian. You have to have a love and affection for your people as well as people in general. I didn't see that down there in the A. But you got the A, you got Miami, you got Houston, you got California, you got all of these places. You don't realize that Charlotte is slowly but surely morphing into the places that you left. So in other words, in the near future, Charlotte will be no different than living in Miami, Atlanta, Los Angeles, and the list goes on. Don't you understand what you're seeing from Charlotte right now? When I first moved here, we were at our infant stage. We had just came out of the womb. If you understand my metaphor. Right now, we're at puberty. We're a teenager. We're just now growing into being a young adult. Wait until we become an adult. Wait until this city gains some age on it. Wait until about 10, 20, 30 years later. Please. Some of us are feeling it right now as we speak. Some of us right now as we speak are living on the outskirts of Charlotte. And, you know, we going into Charlotte city limits to, you know what I'm saying, to work, play, shit like that. Other than that, hey, you know, when it's time to go, we gotta leave. Because it's not, Charlotte's not cheap. And that's what a lot of people are running down here, you know, trying to escape from hyperinflation. Where they at? Well, if you come in here, you're out your mind. You want to know why? Because rent is rising every couple months. Yo, the rent rose, I think 1.7% this year. It's up by, don't get me the quote and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really good with numbers. I look at, you know, the news. I read the newspaper and I try to remember these things. I write them down and then I forget the little note that I wrote them down. So I think that we went up 1.7%. And from last year, we've gone up like let me tell you something, man. I know one day I woke up and I was living a certain type of lifestyle prior to, you know, the pandemic. And now we're living in a new world. This is a new world. I don't know if you will realize it. We're not going backwards. High gas prices are here to stay. I'm more than sure that gas prices will go down to probably about $3.50, and that's probably where it's gonna stay at. You know what I'm saying? Food prices are not gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? The housing market, everything is going up. You know, and eventually, you know, it will stop, but it's not gonna go back. This is the new normal. It's just that plain and simple. And for those that truly believe that they're escaping and they're getting away from inflation and, you know, the housing market and all of that stuff, you know, that you don't like, and you want to seek refuge here in Charlotte, we're going through the same thing. It's the same shit, man. The reason why y'all truly think and believe that, you know, you're getting ahead or getting over, or I don't know what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? I guess you believe that your life is going to be 10 times better once you get here. You're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken, man. They're building a new city over the old one. And guess who's paying for it? Straight up. I hear this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Man, I went down to Charlotte and it's just new. It's new and new and new. What are we, kids now? What are we, kids? No, seriously. Just because you see some shiny ass building, now you just oh my God, you just taken back and shit? No. Somebody got to pay for that shit. You know what I'm saying? The library is being renovated in Uptown Charlotte. Now I'm hearing I don't supposed to call it Uptown. That transplants call Uptown, and the Charlotteans call it Downtown. And I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was the Charlotteans called it Downtown and Uptown, and we called it Downtown, and I'm just mixed up. Anyway, we have to pay for that. There's a tax hike, a local tax hike in the city of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, like that. Whenever, you know, improvements need to be made towards the Spectrum Center, you know what I'm saying, Bank of America Stadium, where Carolina Panthers at, Charlotte Knights, the list goes on. We gotta pay for that shit. Straight up. That shit that they didn't build, the new training camp for the Carolina Panthers in, I think, in Rock Hill, that they halfway built and then turned around and said they wasn't gonna pay for it. Who gotta pay for that? I'm asking who's gonna pay for that, is the question. But yeah, for those that feel as though that, yo, you know what? I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna get out of this situation. Here I am. I'm living in Atlanta. I'm living in New York, and I'm paying all these prices, and this, that, so forth, and the tolls, and this, and that, and that. Nah, you ain't getting away with that shit when you come here. The only thing that you're doing is you're just buying yourself a little bit of time. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. If you don't understand what I've been trying to tell you throughout this whole video, is that the reason why Charlotte is where it's at is because the city of Charlotte hasn't matured to the point where it's at like the level of an Atlanta or a New York. Trust me, you don't want Charlotte to get to that point, because once it gets to that point, it's going to be another Atlanta, Charlotte, etc. Another Atlanta, New York, etc. So that's basically what I'm trying to tell you. That you fucking around with the powers that be, you're gonna be playing musical chairs for the rest of your fucking life, because that's what they're gonna be doing to us. There's gonna be another pandemic, and there's gonna be another reset button, and we're gonna be fucked up just like how we are right now. Period. The whole goal for the powers to be is for us to own nothing, and for us to be I say at least for the blacks, for us to be the permanent working class. Straight up. Yo, Charlotte is the city of the future, man. And I don't want to scare you all, but at least in my opinion, from what I see, you know what I'm saying, most of the permanent working class, race of people are going to be on the outskirts of Charlotte. And pretty much, I don't know what work they're going to be doing in the near future, because automation is right around the corner. And I'm telling you seriously, like I'll give you an example. Use me for an example, right? I own a business, right? And the business is cookies. You know what I'm saying? So, we manufacture the cookies. We do the whole damn thing, just like Krispy Kreme, right? At our building, right? So I have employees that do the manual work. You know what I'm saying? They put the sugar and the batter and the whole mix together for the cookie mix, the cookie dough, and then they separate it and put it on a different place, shove it in. They shove it in the oven, comes out of the oven, it's on the conveyor belt, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like an assembly line thing. And it's times where, I need to speed up production because, a big order came in, and I may not have, I may be half staffed. I may not have enough people, you know what I'm saying, to fulfill that big order. Somebody might have called out sick. Somebody might have been, just said, hey, I quit. No telling. Why am I saying this? Overall, human workers are really unreliable. And owning your own business, can definitely be at times a fucking problem. It can be a big stress ball for you. But in the near future, if I can automate everything, you understand? And put robots inside of my place of business, I'll be a happy camper. I don't have to worry about people calling out sick. I don't have to worry about people talking about I gotta take my son to school. I got the virus. All these excuses. I ain't gotta hear none of that shit. I ain't gotta worry about a motherfucker say I gotta use the bathroom. I ain't gotta worry about a motherfucker say I gotta be out for 2 weeks because my, my 2-year anniversary for my wedding and blah 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 blah. I did none of that. All I have to do is make sure that my robots are doing the job, that they're charged up, you know what I'm saying, and none of them are broke, and they can fulfill the job. Period. In other words, what I'm saying is you don't hear bitching and complaining from a robot. And this is where we're going in the near future. In other words, what I'm trying to explain to you is that they're going to turn Charlotte into a utopia. And the permanent working class, they'll no longer need you. And that's what just about every other, I'll call it Emerald City, that they're building up in the United States of America. So you're not needed. They don't need human beings to do jobs anymore. They're going to have robots doing it. That plain and simple. And while they have robots doing the job, guess what? You'll have a ton of free time. A ton of time to do and focus on you and focus on what really matters in life. Because the reality, at one point in time, I used to think automation and robots and shit like that is a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you're looking at technological singularity and you're trying to give a soul, you know what I'm saying, and program a robot to understand, you know what I'm saying, feelings and emotions and giving them a conscious. Yes, true indeed, it's bad then. But if it's just building robots simply to perform tasks that human beings shouldn't perform, then I say, hey, go at it. Yes, true indeed. The robots should be flipping fries. And we as human beings should be focused on ourselves. The reason why I'm telling you this is because if you're not ready for what's to come in the future, if you're not into tech, cybersecurity, coding, jobs like that, you're going to get lost in the sauce. Straight up. You're going to be knocking on human resources door, looking for a job, he ain't got any. Not for you. Maybe for I am a robot, Johnny 5. Maybe for that nigga, but not you, not Taekwon. I ain't giving out motherfucking damn fast food restaurant jobs anymore. You can't flip fries anymore. Hamburgers and shit like that. No. Hey man, y'all need to see what's going on and be prepared for the future, because you all wanted it. You asked for the George Jetson life, you got it. Straight up. Comes with a price. And the question is, are you willing to pay that price? That plain and simple. Part of that price is being willing to play musical chairs, because they definitely etched it in stone that the American dream is not to be sold anymore. It's to be rented.